Hey, good afternoon, guys. It's Daryl back here again. I wanted to take a moment to share the top 3 mistakes, this is just my opinion, that real estate investors make when they're getting started, or even seasoned real estate investors. Number 1, right, is selling too soon. A lot of times you get into a property and it's either a rental or you're flipping or building, and we use our emotions and we decide that, hey, it's time to sell because I'm getting nervous, I'm getting scared. But historically, what I have found is that if you're patient enough, you're always going to be able to make money, right? So all real estate requires time, it requires some patience. And don't get out too soon, because a lot of the regrets that real estate investors have are the times that they've sold before the market appreciated, before they were able to get like the right amount of market exposure they were looking for or needed to sell their property. For example, right now in Northwest Arkansas, the $500,000 to $1 million price range, right? It's taken about 5.5 months to sell one of those homes. So if your property's priced there and you are not leaving it on the market long enough to get enough exposure, you might risk some price, right? You might risk getting top dollar. When you're flipping a home for the first time, it could be a little nerve-wracking to go and sell a house that you've just flipped, and you have carrying costs, you have interest, you have insurance, you have utilities, and all of these things that are just kind of eating you up. So don't panic and sell and cut yourself short, okay? So that's the number 1 mistake that I see real estate investors make, including myself, right? Selling too soon, or panic selling, or emotionally selling. 9 of my 10 biggest regrets in this life, and I say it all the time, are selling houses that I should have never sold. I should have either 1031 exchanged them, I should have held on to them, I should have done something to keep those assets in place. The number 2 mistake that I see real estate investors make, and myself included again, right, is I lost my train of thought. Let me go to number 3 and I'll come back to number 2. How about that? And I'm not going to edit it. I don't care. Number 3 is unforeseen circumstances. So when you have unforeseen circumstances come up, like an HVAC go out, a furnace go out, right? The city comes in and takes half of a house because of a road expansion or something of that nature, right? Unforeseen circumstances can always be offset by substantial reserves. So you must have and maintain your reserve accounts, okay? If you do not have a reserve account, it's not really a great time for you to start real estate investing. So I always recommend having that reserve account prepared and ready before you buy a property that you're going to use as a rental property or as a short-term rental, any type of real estate investment. Even if you're flipping the property, right, you want to make sure you have substantial reserves. And a bank generally will check this and make sure that you have enough reserves, right? They do a cash flow analysis and make sure that you have enough cash flow to cover all of your debts. And there's a certain ratio that they use to determine, which is the debt to income ratio, that they determine whether you can borrow the funds to flip it or not. So number 1, again, selling too soon, or panic selling, emotional selling, whatever you want to call it. That's the number 1 mistake that I see and have done. The number 3 mistake that I've seen is just not being ready for those unforeseen circumstances, or not being prepared for a downturn, right? Rental declines, things like that. Number 2 is getting into a real estate bucket that you're not familiar with. No, nothing wrong with that. I've done it a lot. I have ADHD as a real estate investor, just an FYI. I love it all, and I want to know it all, and I want to be a part of it all, right? I think some of us just have that in us. But getting involved into those buckets and not having enough knowledge, but the biggest mistake is expecting a certain return. When you get into a new real estate bucket of investing, a real estate investing bucket, like flipping, like building, like developing, like splitting lots, rezoning, anything that's outside of your norm, do not expect to make money, right? It's a learning process, right? You can do all the research you want, and there's always an unforeseen circumstance, right? A sewer line that's collapsed and you have to redo. It might be in the path of progress, and the city, the county, the state might be coming in to buy you out tomorrow because they're going to put a new road through. There could be termite damage. There could be a number of things that are unforeseen that really put you in a position to lose money and not to succeed, right? This city may not want to approve your rezone request, things of that nature. But always go into a new bucket expecting best case scenario to break even. Now, don't underwrite your deals like that. I'm not saying that at all. But all I'm saying is to manage your expectation and do not depend on the income that may come from, some underwriting that you've done that is promoting some exceptional return, right? Cut it in half, manage your expectations. Do not disappoint yourself or your family or prevent yourself from taking the next step, right? Don't count on that income. I always say, if you're getting started in a new bucket, right, bring on a partner who knows a lot more than you do. If you can't find the partner, manage your expectations. Get out there, get after it, get it done. Obviously, I think the best way to learn it is to do it, and you learn a lot of mistakes through mistakes. So if you don't make any mistakes, that's fantastic. Obviously, notate everything you've done right, and move forward and keep doing it. But anyway, to recap, 3 biggest mistakes I see real estate investors make. Number 1, selling too soon, or panic selling, or emotional selling. It does not ever turn out the way you want it to turn out. Number 2 is getting into a real estate investing bucket that you're unfamiliar with and expecting to make money, right? Expecting to make a big return. Obviously, expect to make money every time. Don't do deals that aren't going to make you money. Number 3 is not being prepared for the unforeseen, whether that's rental that you have and not having the reserves, not being prepared for a longer hold period and having money for interest payments, etc. So, top 3 biggest mistakes I see investors make. Don't make those mistakes. If you have any questions or want to talk about any of those mistakes, feel free to comment, shoot me a text, give me a call, look me up. Thanks, guys.